Hello my lovelies and welcome to part 2 of Lucy's top 20 women's CSGO players of 2022. In the last video we went through numbers 20 through to 11, which now leaves us with just the top 10 women's CSGO players of the year. Super excited to jump into these. A few names I'm sure you're expecting to see, but maybe a few that will surprise you. So why don't we just jump straight into the action with number 10. That's right, number 10 is B4's Rifle Maestra Nani, the silent killer, who I dubbed thus because I think she's a player that flies under the radar of a lot of people, despite being one of the best riflers that we have in the scene. And that's coming from South America, a region that is just stacked with rifle talent. You know, her LAN ratings, as you can see, are phenomenal. Her online ratings are just as good. And to me, though, it's really the eye test that she passes with flying colors. You know, we talk about mechanically gifted players a lot, and Nani is one of the best in terms of her rifle mechanics. Her spray transfers are legendary, as you've seen in that introduction clip. And there's a reason that she has one of the highest multi-kill percentages. And there's a reason she's here at number 10. She's a demon. It had to happen eventually. Our first Enigma Galaxy player in the top 20 is Tori, coming in at number 9. And it kind of feels like Astralis in 2018, where the team was just so dominant that, of course, their players dominated the top 20 list. And in fact, 3 of the Enigma Galaxy players were so close together that they have the exact same average LAN rating at the ESL Impact LANs this year. Tori, coming in at number 9, is after an incredible year, particularly at the end, with very strong performances at both Valencia and the Season 2 finals. And part of why she's the first Enigma Galaxy player to appear on the list is she had a bit of a slower start to the year, but she definitely ended it with a bang as the 5th highest rated player at the Season 2 finals, and she absolutely destroyed No Fear 5 in those semis that sent them on the way to the trophy. So Tori coming in at number 9. The Portuguese prodigy herself, Bigger Keeper's sniping sweetheart, coming in at number 8 is Zana. Now, Bigger Keeper didn't have the results that they hoped for this year. They had a great Season 1, finishing top 4 on LAN at the finals, but since Valencia, they've been in this roster limbo with their 5th player, which I hope they resolve soon because there's so much raw talent on this roster, and Zana is at the peak of it. And crazily, her numbers are better on LAN than online, which I think speaks to the caliber of player that she is. And she's just actually insane at the game. I mean, look at this clip. I'm still heartbroken that we're not going to see them in February, but I know that we're going to see a lot more from Zana and the team in 2023.
I'm only telling you to let you know, don't follow up, 'cause I'm lit now, sorry that you're not. Sorry that you're not.
The ball is rolling now as we slowly approach that top 5, and taking us there at number 7 is a player whose name is not divisible by that number. It is 23 of Enigma Galaxy, one of the best, if not the best, anchor player that we have within the scene. 23 does her job and she does it extremely well. The queen of consistency. I think on any other team, she would be the star player. But I'd wager she's probably pretty happy being one of the key components of the best women's team in the world. And on land, she has improved event on event this year, on a trajectory to challenge the remaining players in this list. I have no doubt that she will continue her monstrous performances as Nigma Galaxy continue their run of domination. 23 coming in at number 7. Another player that I feel we don't talk about enough, but has all of the qualities of a superstar, is Izza, coming in at number 6. Now, what's notable about Izza is not just her amazing stats, her consistency on LAN and huge impact, it's her meteoric rise that has taken her entire team along with her. She was just 17 when she joined Furia in 2020, and has not only been one of their best players, in fact, Draft 5 named her the best player in Brazil that year, but she's also IGL'd the team from such a young age and has taken them to be not just the best in their region, but the number 2 team in the entire world, where they're played in the grand final of every single women's competition that they have entered. It's actually insane. And she's also one of the few players on this list with a LAN MVP, one of the Gamers Club Masters, and a player that I know will add many more accolades to their name, and a fitting place for her on this list at number 6. Cat of Nigma Galaxy. Now, at the start of 2022, there was a lot of conversations about who was the best women's CSGO team in the world, and Nigma Galaxy was certainly a candidate, but I wouldn't say that they were the favorite. 2022, they were perpetually second place in Europe, and 2021 was a mixed bag with a serious lack of events. So they had a lot to prove. And it all started with one of the best signings of the year, with Kat joining them at the start of the season. And what a superstar she has been. To come into an already incredibly talented team of established players as your first ever professional team, and just to hit the ground running with such an amazing debut year as Kat has had, is the perfect recipe that Nigma Galaxy needed. The best rated player in Europe during the online stages of Season 1 of ESL Impact, with huge numbers at every single LAN performance. There's no doubt in my mind that Nigma Galaxy wouldn't have had as dominant a year as they have had without Kat being part of the team. And I'm sure that this is just the beginning of what Kat has to show for us. VQ is my number 4, maybe a player you weren't expecting to be this high on the list, but I don't think you can deny the year that Na'Vi Javelins have had. Despite just missing out on those Season 1 and Season 2 finals of ESL Impact, they have still made so many waves this year, and the waves that VQ has made have been monumental. Superstar numbers and superstar performances every single time she steps into the server. We're talking about a team that went flawless in both seasons of Impact. Even in that second one with that stack group with Bigger Keeper, Astralis and MVP, they just dropped one single map during that entire season until the playoffs. They were second place at the Girl Gamers Future Festival, and even when they were qualifying for that, they actually beat Enigma Galaxy for the seeding match, which is the only time during 2022 that Enigma Galaxy lost a series to a women's team. And then they won the ISF World Championship, dominated the qualifiers for ESL Impact Katowice, and you just know that VQ was at the top of the leaderboard so many times in those matches. I watched quite a few VQ demos this year, and watching her play, she has developed so much as a player over the course of the year, and I think she might just be giving another AWPer in this list a run for her money in 2023. I would not be surprised to see Na'Vi push maybe to a grand final, potentially at an upcoming event, and that AWP head-to-head would be a thing of beauty. One of the best, my number 4, VQ. Say about Vilga that hasn't already been said. There are very few players in Counter-Strike that have built the kind of legacy that she has, with a decade and a half of professional CS on her resume. Reading through her Wikipedia results page is like diving into Scrooge McDuck's vault. There is just so much gold. And storied veteran history aside, she's also a massive champion of the women's scene, and a person that many look up to and aspire to be like. And really, we should all be a little bit more like Vilga, because not only does she slay out of the server, she slays in it too. And it's actually insane, the jump in numbers from the 17 players before her and this top 3. I mean, just look at those LAN stats. She's the IGL. She has 3 incredibly talented riflers who have all placed in the top 10, and yet she outfrags them all. It is absurd. And 2022 will forever be defined as the year of Enigma Galaxy, the start of an era that looks to continue into the next, a team that had flawless online seasons, and a team that won every single LAN event they attended. And Vilga was the captain that took them there. There is simply no one like her, and that's why she comes in at number 3. Thrice the bridesmaid, never the bride. Furious 2022 will be defined by their perpetual second placings to Enigma Galaxy. But one player that has always stood out and gone toe-to-toe with Europe's finest has been Olga. The superstar of South America, Furious star player Olga has had an incredible year, putting up lights-out performance after lights-out performance at every event that Fury have attended, both domestically and internationally. The ratings, as you can see, speak a lot to her. Amazing year with each ESL Impact LAN, seeing her with a top 3 placing. And in Valencia, she was actually the highest rated player by 0.01 rating. But really, the numbers that tell the story of Olga are the opening kill stats, which are an insane 29.7% attempt rate with 58% success. And when Olga gets an opening kill, Furia win the round 3/4 of the time. So you can do the quick maths and work out that Olga go kill is a strategy that the squad can do again and again. There are very few players that have the amount of impact in the server that Olga has, and I don't think it will surprise anybody to see her coming in at number 2. best player of 2022, you all knew it was coming. It is Anna of Nigma Galaxy. I doubt anybody will be contesting this because in every single metric she comes out ahead. We're talking stats where she averaged a 1.39 rating on LAN. We're talking MVPs, which she picked up in back-to-back seasons. And we're talking X Factor, baby. Anna has it all. Only a single LAN map with a sub 1.0 rating, has won every single 1v2 or 1v3 recorded by HLTV. You give her an AWP in a post plant and that bomb is not getting defused. She will make it work. And on the CT side, well, you're paying the Anna toll if you want to get into her bomb site, and it is not cheap. But interestingly, she's actually not a hugely aggressive AWPer. Her opening kill percentage is quite modest, and really, she doesn't need to be because she is surrounded by incredibly talented riflers and a very aggressive IGL in Vilga, who we already discussed is an insane fragger as well. So her playstyle of AWPing this calm, steady, you're not getting through here playstyle, it just works with the way that Nigma Galaxy play the game. And on the T side, it's the same story. Anna is the closer, confirming any round once they're in the post plant, so it's no surprise to see her close out the list of the top 20. Anna, the best women's CSGO player of 2022. So that rounds out our top 20, but I do have 3 honourable mentions that didn't quite make the list that I think deserve a shout out, and they are Car, Kaede, and Fatal. All 3 players who I think have strong arguments to be in the top 20. Car stands out as the AWP of Furia, who had 3 players in the list, and she is a very solid AWPer with some very strong individual matches, but missing a little bit of consistency on LAN, and so just narrowly missed out on making the top 20. And for Kaede, she performed fantastically at ESL Impact Season 2, left a very good impression, but that was really all we've had to see from her this year. She didn't play in Season 1 or at Valencia, so we've had a bit of a taste of what she's capable of, and I'm sure there's a good chance we'll see her in the top 20 next year. And then for Fatal, well, it was a similar story. Season 1, we didn't really see what she was fully capable of, but certainly we did in the Season 2 finals, where she took No Fear 5 to the next level with an insane performance on LAN. And with the 9 Pandas Fearless qualifying for our first event of 2023, I'm sure we're going to see a lot from her. So Car, Kaede, and Fatal, 3 players that deserve honourable mentions for just missing out on the list. That does close out the top 20. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed. Let me know down in the comments what you thought about my list. If there was any players that you'd move around, players that you think could have been in the top 20, could have been higher. Do you agree? Do you disagree? Let me know down below. Hit subscribe. I'll be putting out heaps of women's CSGO content over the year, and I appreciate your support. But that's our list, the top 20 women's CSGO players of 2022. Thank you so much for watching.